A lot of stats to talk about. The key ones, obviously, is all about the goals, isn't it? Yeah, the goals, the blood of football. And you can see there 343 goals that have been scored after match week 20. Interesting, with the red cards line as well, 29. Quite an interesting number. I think it's a bit high, but hey, football. So it goes. Outstanding games notably for Dreams and Midyama Sporting Club. Midyama are done with Africa. Dreams have been drawn with Stade Malien of Mali. Great fixture. And it would also give, Ghana a feel of what to expect when the Black Stars trek to Bamako. The Malians did so well, the AFCON being booted out by the host nation in dramatic fashion. But you saw the kind of football. They have a template, very strong, very physical, very direct. Really good footballing nation on the ascendancy, and Dreams FC would attempt there to continue. They returned to the Ghana Premier League with a 2-0 victory over Nswatraman away from home, a match in which Coach Karim Zito said he was without a lot of key players, including his wards in the National Under 20 squad for the African Games. Midyama drew 1-1 with Nations, a game that Nations had to come back, and they were looking for 100% record in that match. Heart of Lions bounced back from their defeat previous week. 2-0 they lost to Great Olympics, and they reversed that scoreline against RT, who remain rooted at the bottom. Gold Stars also returned to winning ways against Great Olympics. Strange results for Olympics, who have been on the ascendancy, but there you go, the Wonder Club not being consistent. Bichim United overcame Samatex, as did Adriana over Legon City, same scoreline. I think the biggest result of the weekend in terms of the margin, Accra Lions overcoming their opponents by 5-0. Samatex remain at the summit of the Ghana Premier League, at least for now, as midweek kicks off on Wednesday. 2 big matches. And also on Thursday, Hearts of Oak will be playing in the evening against Dreams in Kumasi. That's the change. So Dreams, 11th position, will be in action at home, not at the Theatre of Dreams in Dau, but at the Babayara Sports Stadium against Accra Hearts of Oak. Good game that we're looking forward to. Nana Edu and Josiah Okoe back from Sports Pack duty. Max 89.7 FM. Gentlemen, you're welcome.
Thank you, Yaw.
It looks like it's thick and fast. I said, after AFCON, no, the matches are going thick, the weeks are going quick, and things are changing at the top, in the middle, and at the bottom of the table, Josiah.
Yeah, that's what the Ghana Premier League is about, Yaw. It's almost has always been the same thing. That has been the narrative, and especially after the 18 teams taking almost a 2-month break from the league just because the AFCON was in session in Cote d'Ivoire, you could see that, that break, extended break, actually played into the hands of some of these teams, because some of these teams are actually taking advantage of that break. Teams like Hearts of Oak, they had quite a lot of changes, not just, with regards to the playing body, but then also, the technical team, bringing in a new coach, maintaining the interim coach, that's Tijani, bringing in a couple of goalkeepers, some players to also augment the squad. Not just them. Great Olympics, they thought their team didn't have, the best of shapes, like looking at the attacking department of that team. So they also had to bring in certain players to try and beef up the squad. Kotoko, they maintained everything because they were with the momentum before the league went on a break. A couple of teams, Karela, they had a change, or they saw, managers or their manager being swapped. They brought in a new manager and all that. So all these teams had different stories to tell during the break. But then, the second half is actually telling the real story of what they did. What did they invest in that 52-day break? Within that break, what were they doing? The likes of Dreams.
52 days?
Yeah, it was a 52-day break.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's quite a bit.
That's quite lengthy.
Yeah.
That's, almost close to 2 months.
And if you plan well, you can get a lot out of that.
That's the reason I'm saying, the teams that actually took that break seriously, had to work a whole lot, invest a lot of time, into what they want. It looks like it's already paying dividends for them. Great Olympics is one of the teams that, you just take away that defeat at BBNE. They've been solid in the second round. Out of 3 games, they've won 2 games. Hearts of Oak have the best record in the second round so far. Out of 3 games, they've picked up 7 out of a possible 9 points. So it looks like, we are gearing, towards the business end of the season. And this is where teams will start to know their fate. You win 1 game, 2 games, it elevates you to the top. At some point, you stay at the summit and you feel like I can win the league. You lose 2 games or you drop points in 2 games, it drops you down and you start being threatened by relegation. So at this point, it's 3 points will always be crucial. Away wins will be crucial, but it depends on the teams that will think they're ambitious enough, that feel they've invested a lot and they need to reap some rewards.
And yeah, I think because of Ghana going out of the AFCON at early stage, the tournament was going on. We still had 3 weeks before the end of the tournament because anticipating we can get to the semi-final. That will be 4 weeks period in Ivory Coast. But in the space of 1 week, we played our first game on Monday, our second game on Thursday, our third game on Monday. So in the space of 8 days, Ghana is filmed that was AFCON. So we still have 3 weeks during the AFCON period. So Football Association anticipates Yambo League after the AFCON. That is almost 1 month. So my situation here is 10 for us. That is why football come now there a lot of people. That is why it looks like we are doing things fast. Midweek, weekend matches, FA Cup. Teams were struggles to maintain players to make sure they will prepare themselves for the second one. So may also football come now for. That is why we are back to business. It looks like things are fast tracking in the Ghana Premier. But so far it looks like most of these teams has done a great job during that period to build their squad for the second round. When you look at the House of Folk team, they brought in some few players to make their team stronger for the second round. Salim Adams coming from Cincinnati, Kasim Cisse joining them.
Returning from Cincinnati?
Returning from Cincinnati.
What happened?
He went on loan. And after the loan period, he came back. So Isakuka is one of them.
I would have thought, sir, if you go on loan and you impress, they will grab you.
I think he was not playing competitive football when he joined Cincinnati. That is why, he came back to House of Folk. And of course, Isakuka is one of them. Kasim Cisse was signed for the second round. So 1 or 2 players in the team. Linda Ntange back from injury. And of course, because of Kelvin Osie's injury, Winimi is like a new signing to them because he's now playing more games for House of Folk. And these are the 1 or 2 things. Amankwabe Efi now playing ahead of Michael Ampedu, who is the only player who played all the 17 games in the first round for House of Folk. So it looks like changes in the team. A different coach. New coach taking them for the second round. So the vibe looks like things are working fast track in that situation for House of Folk. And when you look at teams like Olympics, Awako coming back into the team, Razak Kasim, a key player now, after some short period of time, he went outside, now back into the Olympics team. And
I know Walker is nowhere.
I know Walker is no more there. Now Jimmy Kobna is taking affairs for Olympics. So when you look at all these teams, they took their time to prepare themselves for the second round. That is why it looks like things are looking fast track for us in the second round.
Yeah. Josiah, let me bring you in here. For Hearts, it looks like they really did a lot of work. I saw Coach Ouattara in Abidjan with Honorable Vincent Odote and Alhaji Akambi. A lot of work, groundwork, on with the new coach. And just like he's saying, the players, there's a shuffling around, restructuring. In all this time, my demonstration, family get together, and Nyema Bibri, Pobiman is ongoing. It looks like the Phobians have taken full advantage. I'm not saying they're the only ones, but on the ground, the other clubs, and then this is a shot from Pobiman. It looks like there's a little bit more of a compactness about the technical team, the playing body, the general Hearts of Oak structure seems to be a little bit more compact.
Yeah, and it looks like it's been efficient as well. But I'd say, they are fortunate it's working out for them because, you can't convince me that the other 17 clubs in the top flight didn't prepare within that, hire to start break. Every team tried to put in something. Every team tried to put in, a good shift within that time, preparing for the next round. And that's how interesting the dynamics can be sometimes, that, you plan for something, you work towards that thing, but then sometimes, you don't get the rewards or the results you intended to get. But for Hearts of Oak, I think one of the credits we need to give to the management or the board has to be, the appointment of Abubakar Ouattara. Because you listen to the man every time he speaks, before and after a game, and it looks like he's a man on a mission. He knows what he's about. He knows his game. He wants to, just drill this team the way he wants it. He wants you to see his fingerprint, all around the team. He wants them to soak his philosophy. He wants to imbibe, that culture, his way of doing things in this team. And already, whatever he's trying to instill, is really working. From confidence to playing good football, whatever it is. And that chap, he's on a different level now. Just one goal shy of the top goal scorer, who is Isaac Mensah, already this season. And no one thought that a young Hamza Issa will come from Aras, and try and set the bar so high. And you look at the kind of goals he scores. He doesn't score average goals. He's always scoring bangers. He's always scoring, world-class goals. But then you talk about Hearts of Oak.
Such a fine finder.
He's a fine player, but then he needs to be groomed. He's not done yet. He's not a finished product yet. And most Hearts of Oak faithfuls will always liken him to Ishmael Adu. And when he busts onto the scene.
If Chelsea, Arsenal, Liverpool come in for him now, would you say go and learn or stay and be groomed to get ready?
I wouldn't push him to that level yet.
What is pushing?
I wouldn't push him out just because he has, very, very suitable offers.
Like you talked about him learning. Are these not clubs where he can learn?
He needs to, 24 years.
He needs to keep his feet, grounded first. No, it's not about being a kid, but it's about adaptation.
He's older than Kudus Mohamed.
Yeah.
No, it's about adaptation. It's not just...
You use the word about he has a lot to learn.
He needs to be groomed. Yes, and he needs to be good because we've seen players, from the local scene make hasty decisions into joining top class because they feel it's the right time.
But it's a good reminder that we need 24 Nyakola.
And he's older than our star boy in the Black Stars now.
Yeah. I understand what you're saying. That's why I asked him if...
it's the exposure is quite different. It's not about age. Maturity is not always about age, but then it's about the experience and the exposure he already has as a player. And you ask yourself...
Kudus, he had...
Exactly. He's had it from Scandinavia all the way to the Netherlands.
They actually prepared him.
And Nestinama is 20 years.
And he's seen it all. He's been to different...
They went through the mill.
Exactly.
Right to Dream,
from Right to Dream to Scandinavia, and then he's in France now.
All to prepare.
He took a detour at in Belgium before moving.
And obviously, it's likely that Inyama is Premiership, La Liga, Serie A.
Proven player at this point due to the experiences and the developmental stages
we saw that with Kamaldeen. Same pattern.
And it's worked so seamlessly for players like this. But you talk about Hamza Issa, whose only experience has been for Aruras and then the Hearts of Oak team. Aside these two teams, he's not played in any other team. So
the Cincinnati connection, this is the kind of thing you would want to see.
Maybe Hoffenheim, maybe Cincinnati too, to play in the next gen league and try and, bring him, just try and work on his confidence and his psyche as a player. Try to put him in a new environment, mixed with a new crop of, players and all that, and try to see how he adapts over there. But then to push him straight, he's a raw talent. He's a good player. But then I wouldn't push him out, like I said earlier on.
Okay, Kotoko, just a little bit. Let's move to Kotoko just a bit, and then we'll talk about Midyama and Dreams, since they are also back from Africa and doing quite well. We're not seeing a lot of, these players consistently because Prosper Ogun has his own template that he wants to play with. And Shadan Quaye. Augustine Ejapong, what's up with him?
Yeah, he's been in the team, but he's not getting, he was injured before the game against Kerala in Naligu. That is why he was out for Eric Zeze to come in. There's a new signing for the second round, Emmanuel Okoe from Nswatremai.
What's up with him?
The coach prefers the 3-back system that you use Justice Blay.
Who went to buy 40?
It's Postman Etogum, for the second round.
To be on the bench as a backup.
In the first round, he was the best right back in the league. That is why Kotoko went for him from Nswatremai. To be a backup on the bench.
I'm sure, he used him in a friendly game against Nswatremai at the Babaya Sports Stadium. That is where Kotoko won by 2-1. Obofi, that 3-back system, the role Blay was playing, and the coach prefers Blay in that particular position. Yes, that is Babaya in the middle. He was injured before the Kerala game in Nairobi. So he was part of the 20-man squad Kotoko took to the Nairobi. He was training with the boys before the game, but he was injured during their preparation for the game, and Eric Zeze came to replace him in the first 11. So he was part of the team. I don't know whether he will be fully fit for tomorrow's game against Akala. That is judging Fegi.
Now, boys, the deputy captain. Mebo, ice bath.
Yeah.
It is... I don't know how to do mobile phone. Why would you take your mobile phone?
Maybe some of them are zooming or no. They are... Maybe I don't think they are flouting the rules, because apparently there was a technical man around. Maybe the rule says you could just...
You can let your colleague shoot you. I mean, this is all part of... If if it falls in the water,
No, most of these phones are waterproof phones.
they are waterproof. Oh, it's a techno phone.
Yeah, techno
phone. Okay,
yeah, so waterproof phones.
no problem. But that's on a lighter note, by the way.
But we're asking a question about Augustine Japan.
Uh-huh.
Last season, he was one of the best right back in the local scene. He was part of the under-20 team. He was part of the Black Galaxy team. He has been in and out of the national team. So he's one of the best right back we had in the local scene. But all of a sudden, he's still around the deputy captain. After Richmond Lamte is George Mfege, who is the next captain for Asante Kotoko. He's still around, but he's not getting more playing time.
That's what I mean.
It looks like
he's around. What's up with him?
It looks like the Mfege that we know during Frank Etoga and Bella time. We are not seeing the same Mfege. So Emmanuel Memoya then Ediama George Mfege in the Kotoko team. So I think they need to work something
and
around.
Zeze, I like this boy when he's on form.
One of the quality
very
players,
talented.
One of the quality players in the Kotoko team will be so enough opportunity for Kotoko. But
mobile phones. It rains.
They are all attacking midfielders and coach they prefer
waterproof
Baba in the Kotoko team.
I mean, Richmond Lamte is probably the most outstanding player in the GP in terms of consistency so far, with the exception of the Hearts of Oak young chap, Salifu and top scorer, Issa.
I think it's Richmond Lamte, Stephen Mukwala, and of course Danlad Ibrahim, who are the most popular players in Kotoko. But nowadays, Danlad struggle to get into the first 11 or even the 20-man squad for match days.
Popularity, I'm talking about form. I'm talking about not popularity with the fans.
Okay.
But match after match, consistency, goals, assists, then
Lamte has been consistent so far in the
and it's Salifu, so if you look at the man of the match.
Salifu Ibrahim, I think he has won man of the match much more than most of these players in the
Okay, we'll look at Dreams and Midiama, because they're both back from Africa. Dreams are still in Africa. They've been drawn with Stade Malien in the next round. Is it a quarterfinal? Yeah. Very, very big game for them. If they can, advance, they'll be meeting the North Africans, no doubt about that. Well done to Dreams FC. They're back in the Ghana Premier League with a win. Midiama with a draw. But let's take a look at some of the goals that should make you happy this so far.
Of the ball, Hearts come forward. Fakwatano, a man down, they die once again. That was a lovely pass to Salifu Ibrahim. Checks in, fires a shot. It's been long time coming, but clearly the discipline and the patience has paid off. Accra Hearts of Oak shoot into the lead. Referee has shown a card, but look at the swiftness and the agility. Salifu checked in nicely, put it on his counter left foot and drilled it straight into the net. Cisse just could not lay hands on that ball. Beat Al Hassan nicely. Good play by Boffa Quatano. Tre looking for the shot from a distance. That is blocked. Still dangling in there, Boffa Quatano. They have a second opportunity, and this should be it. Look at the reaction from the technical bench, the fans. It's a hard-fought equalizer for Boffa Quatano. That was Saka's pass. Ali Al-Assad with a cross. Poor clearance by Kofi Agbeshima. Could that have ended as an own goal? Looked like Kofi Agbeshima got himself entangled with the clearance. Fatal delivers. Mediama.
About the relegation threatened sides and the problems they are going to pose for clubs trying to get to the other side. I'm talking about your friend saying Pando Hearts of Lions against Kotoko and Bofakwa against Hearts, and then we'll talk about Midiama and Dreams returning. First, let's talk about Bofakwa Hearts yesterday. It looks as though Hearts were in total command, control, chance after chance. It was a matter of goals are in the Hearts, Beshe. And then it changed in the second half, 1-1 full time. What happened?
Yeah, I think that has to do with, some of the dynamics whenever we talk about football and how football can just change in a matter of seconds. Where you feel sometimes you are in control and then, there's a lapse in concentration and then all of a sudden you find yourself wanted and you are being pegged back or something like that. I think going into this game, if you are a Hearts of Oak faithful, you'd be thinking, looking at the form in which my team is currently, after the head coach was appointed, that's Abubakar Ouattara, was appointed. They have a 100% record. They've scored 5 goals. They've only conceded 1. They've also kept a clean sheet in 2 of the games they've played so far under this coach. And also, before the end of the first round, they also won a game. So that makes it 3 wins on a bounce. You'll be thinking Hearts of Oak should be, putting this game to bed in the first 45. But then, unfortunately for them, they just couldn't make their chances count. And on the day, I also believe that the surface of the pitch also affected their play, because I saw Hearts of Oak when they played at the Barbara Sports Stadium against Bechem United. I saw them play at the Accra Sports Stadium against Real Tamale United. And just a couple of weeks ago or days ago, I also saw them play at the Nanain Century complex at Nswatcheman when they played against Nswatcheman and won by 2-1. But then on this turf, Hearts of Oak hasn't really played on this turf in a long time. So you could see how they were struggling to find grip, how they were struggling to string the passes together, because it wasn't the kind of surface they are used to playing on. They've been playing on pure grass or natural grass for a long time, and for the first time in a long time they had to play against the wind at Sogakope. If you've gotten the chance to be at Sogakope before, you know how the wind can be very, very destructive. But then on the day, you could see that they struggled. But then what actually helped them was the quality they have. And you could see the confidence with which they were playing with. The likes of Befi, Lenda, Nkrumah Kosa, and all these players, pushing forward whenever they had the ball. And they tried as much as they could to pin Tano Bofakwa towards their end. And as you can see, Tano Bofakwa also, within the intervals, also had some decent chances that you'd be thinking they should have buried. But then I believe in the first 45, it was just all Hearts of Oak. And they just failed to make all those chances count. And you could see the way they attack whenever they move forward. They move forward with a number of men. They move forward with so many players, and they left spaces. And that was the idea from the head coach, Johnny Dwafu, for them to punish them. But then what about that for a goal from Salifu Ibrahim? He just gets the ball and with so much ease, he cuts onto his right foot, just dribbles past the player, and he just plants the ball. And you could see the way they were exploiting the spaces, in the Hearts of Oak, Bofakwa Tano defense. It was just so easy for Hearts of Oak. And one thing I realized about Hearts of Oak is the fact that they are playing with so much energy. Since Abubakar Ouattara came in, I got a chance to talk to him during that Real Tamale United game, and he spoke about the fact that, yes, he's only had 3 weeks to train or prepare this team. But then, trust me, they are in top shape, for the remainder of the season. But then look at that from Salifu Ibrahim. Hearts of Oak, for the first 17 games in the first round, were known not to be scoring goals. They are always missing chances.
Hearts of Oak, after scoring this goal, normal concentration level no form. That is why Bofakwa Tano came back into the game. No, let's say Kanamani year 1-1. When you look at their game against RTU, Quaye Ampofo Ankrah almost shared the 3 goals in the 2 hours. Quaye Ampofo Ankrah second half almost still 2 goals against Nswatcheman. This particular game against Bofo, after Di Maria, Salifu Ibrahim scoring the first goal, concentration in the bathroom, they thought, 3 points, maybe already know 3 wins in the second round. And to say, pushing enough to score more goals in the second. Maybe the win situation I'm finding myself in affect your more, but Bofo more match in the second half. And games like this, to me, in the whoopee. And I'm not really surprised. Also, the way I find yourself now, so the real league table is here. National teams no go here hono. How are to motivate you? Any point about mama surviving in the Ghana Premier League. And Bofo, also in recent times, and they do afford. They struggle to win games. Right from Kotoko game of Mulusu here, I'm about a game. I no more struggle until wins and I had dreamed the Bofo to get this in the Ghana Premier League. So I'm not really surprised in the second round, we decided say Ombabo has boot for boot. A team in the first round, Oche has shared about 1 goal to know. Once or the old boy in the second one, the confidence knows so he can do something against you. And they are there by Quaye to me one take after more take I'm pushing a complete pressure 2 goals. So before say has concentration level neck. Anytime about Tamil in the second half, because scoring the goal in the 51st, 52nd minute, you still have about 40 minutes to play. We are home team now, but picking the maximum Yaw. And found maybe I'll find yourself. You will find a way to get the result I will pay. So I think the house and body in the second half. Almost say kind of 1-1 was not good enough for into man bomb money.
Yeah, and I think to add up to that, is the fact that you could see a team like Yaw Ampofo Ankrah who have been in the relegation zone for the past 4 game weeks, and going into every game they are hoping to win. But then I believe we need to give them enough character for what they did against Hearts of Oak. But then you look at that goal, and Agbesima always mistimed that ball. Befi did well to close the gap. You could see a couple of players trying to get behind that ball, but then Agbesima, I'd say, was a little bit, at fault for that goal. If he had timed, that clearance carefully, he was the first person who tried to meet that ball, but then unfortunately, he miscued it. But I'm talking about the character Ampofo Ankrah showed on the day. If they are putting it in a little bit of, confidence from the start of the game, not showing Hearts so much respect, they could have gone ahead to win this game. Hearts of Oak has so much confidence now. After what they did against Bichim, after what they did against RTU, after what they did in Nswache against Nswacheman, you wouldn't tell me they are not playing with confidence now. They are playing with so much confidence. But then sometimes, you need these blips. Sometimes a football team that's flying high would want to encounter things like this, or it's good for them to encounter things like this, because I believe after that game, the only thing that'll be running through the minds of these players is, when is our next game coming up? When are we playing dreams again? When do we get a chance to appease our fans? When do we get the chance to, amend what we've broken? When do we get the chance to redeem ourselves of what happened? And you can see, if they had won this game, that would have pushed them within 5 points of the top first place. And, that draw only put them on 28. But then imagine if Hearts of Oak had won this game with a superior goal difference, that would have moved them straight to either 4th place, even above Nations, because they would have scored more.
Yeah, mostly supporters nation be a Kotokoda and maybe a Hearts of Oak Yaw. In the House of Oak, full say, almost to win the maximum 3 points now. The point between them and Asante Kotoko will be just be 2 points. Because 2 points by 28 and 30 points. So 2 points per them. Okoe Dreams, they are playing home against Accra Lions, so anything can happen. That is why House of Oak supporters are disappointed. Say, Omen to man pick a win because Omu Pekes are winner. Don't make 30 points. I'm about top 5th on the league law. That is why the folk were disappointed. Someone to man pick the maximum win yesterday against Ampofo Ankrah. But heard that side now. I never have to folk be disappointed. But as a team will be happy. Say at least or traveling from Sunyai. Omu to me just results now. But share the reality table next year because I'm just really surprised.
But then also just look at the top 4. You are looking at the top 4 and you can see the points separating the 1st and the 4th team, or even the 1st and the 6th team. It's just 5 points separating these teams. And even in the top 4, you have 2 teams who have all got a game in hand. You have Ediana Stars who, have played 19 games and are on 33 points. And Nations FC, who has also played 19 games and are on 31 points. And if these 2 teams should win the games, the outstanding games, that would take Ediana Stars to the summit of the table on 36. And also, that a win for Nations FC will also elevate them from where they are, 4th place, to where? 3rd place, right behind Samatex, who will still be on 35 because they have played 20 games. And then Ediana Stars. In the event, Ediana Stars and Nations FC all end up winning their games. And that is why, if you're a Hearts of Oak fan, you feel disappointed that against a team like Yaw Ampofo Ankrah, who are struggling currently, and when Hearts of Oak have actually hit their peak this season, this is the form they've enjoyed. This is the kind of run of form they've enjoyed, or the best run of form they've enjoyed so far in the 2023-2024 season. If they had won that game, that could have changed the dynamics of the table. Because now, looking at how things stand now, currently Bichim United have played one less game. Nations FC and Ediana Stars, and all these teams are above Hearts of Oak on the league table. Should all these teams win their games or their outstanding games, it means they'll further extend the gap over Hearts of Oak. And I believe that the conversation would have been different if Hearts of Oak had won yesterday against Yaw Ampofo Ankrah. But then, like I said earlier on, I believe in such setbacks. I believe in such blips that, it only serves as a wake-up call to some of these teams.
And we've shot the relegation zone now. Hearts of Lions with 21 points, Bofu 20 points, out to you 18 points. It looks like out to you, the new Heart of Lions in the second round. But once Heart of Lions enter 16th position with 21 points, say win back, bet on 24. But for any say a win back or Edom Boko 23. That is why in the second half, almost show all their best. Say they have to get a result against South Africa. No wonder in the second half, who's on my point, they know the Premier League in the electric course, right? And Bob Munya those results against South Africa. I think say 1-1 against Inday our home venue. Make us a good result at the match coach do or buy or struggle. But for him to get to 1 point, very difficult. So when you look at teams in the Guasia Hono, right from teams in the Hono, I think say Bafo had a good result, getting the draw in Accra, and I say in Sugar Copy against South Africa in their game of opportunity. So that is a good result for them to make more.
That's fantastic analysis. Much at least we've got to know how it is. Okay, let's go for a quick break. When we come back, we'll take a look at Dreams and Midiama, how they are bouncing back to the Ghana Premier League.
GPL headquarters.
Haven't you downloaded Start Times On?
Haven't you downloaded StarTimes On? Haven't you downloaded StarTimes On?
Haven't you downloaded StarTimes On?
Haven't you downloaded StarTimes On?
Haven't you downloaded StarTimes On?
What is the StarTimes On?
It's a mobile app.
Save on data bundles.
Watch videos.
Save on data bundles.
Watch videos.
Save on data bundles.
Watch videos.
StarTimes On, a data-saving video app used by more than
Santi Kotoko entertain Inform Accra Lions at the Babayara Sports Stadium. 6 o'clock is kickoff time on Thursday when back from Africa, and Inform Dreams FC host Accra Hearts of Oak in a 6 p.m. kickoff at the Babayara Sports Stadium. This is the Ghana Premier League, proudly brought to you by Soccerbet, Medimafo Herbal Clinic, and High Sense. Star Times, enjoy digital life.
GPL headquarters.
Okay, so here we go. We'll activate the phone lines in a bit. But Nana Edu and Josiah, I'm interested in how Dreams FC will now also have concentration for the Ghana Premier League and prepare for the Confederation Cup. Arguably the biggest game in their history against an opponent that is well tested. But these stats also, we should speak to these stats, and quite clearly, away wins, Brecum Chelsea. I'm surprised by that, to be honest, and Samatex, very surprised. But Nations have done well. They went to, I think, in Swatraman. They were the first to go away and win there, I think.
Yeah, Summertex.
Summertex.
Yeah. Away wins, I think it's always been, one of the most challenging things we barely see in a league. Teams always struggle to win away from home, but then to see Kotoko, and that's the reason why I feel a bit disappointed in Asante Kotoko to have or to boast of this, start and not be at the top of the table. Because for you to have 4 away wins, and you look at the away table, they've accrued the most points away from home this season in the league, and that alone means that if you're able to win all your games or even win most of your games at home, that should put you, at the top of the table. 4 wins away from home and 2 draws. It's a decent.
But for Accra Lions, Legon Cities, those are the teams Asante Kotoko has been able to win away against them, and of course House of Hope.
Yeah. So it's quite a decent away record. Yeah, and that alone should be telling you that Kotoko are doing something right. And also not just for the team, but then Stephen Mukwala has scored the most goals away from home also. So it's not just about the team faring well away from home or on their travels. The player is also playing so well.
Is it the challenge of having to make changes in terms of Sharif not being there, in terms of playing the 3-back, in terms of not being flexible with Captain
Lamptey.
Yeah, the boy,
Play.
No.
If Justice Blay, is it that or opponents are reading Kotoko too easily? They become too predictable.
I think one of the things that has actually affected Kotoko has to be with the fact that, they are being wasteful. They are not as clinical as we saw them, from, let's say, match week 8 of the league to match day 17, where they were so clinical and they were scoring for fun and they were on a rampage. Now, it looks like the confidence of some of these players has really dropped. And, what we are hearing is that some of these players have to sort out their contract issues, with the club. And we all know in football that this is not the first time we are hearing this, that a player who has his contract extension, hanging without any certainty, that goes a long way to affect the players' confidence and their output on the field. And you look at Mukwala and the kind of chances he missed when they traveled to Kpandu, the kind of chances he missed when the team traveled to play against Kaila United should tell you that, if the management of Asante Kotoko are listening, and they really want to challenge for the league, if they really want to be as ambitious as we've seen Kotoko, after the turn of the century, they need to try and sort out these contract issues already, because he's your marksman. He's your top scorer. And we know that you can't win the league without what? Players scoring goals for you. When they first won the league under Prosper Nate Ogum, in his first coming, we saw a player for Kotoko banging 21 goals for them. And that was one of the reasons why that, propelled them to winning the league. So they need to sort out this Mukwala issue so the player can play freely. Okay, so the 4 Lions have been activated, and we go to Obuasi. Once upon a time, Ashgold were in the Ghana Premier League. They're not there, but we have a call from Obuasi. Abubakar, it's saying. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, Abubakar. Good evening. Yes, here. Okay, thank you very much. But Nancy say referees, they're doing very well. Yeah. We've not talked about refereeing, officiating for some time, which is a good sign. Yeah. Boy.
I think so far, you said anti-complaints from games I bought so far in the Ghana Premier. In fact, just last weekend, games I bought, you didn't see any issue about refereeing, and I think there's an improvement. Last season, the best referee, Football Association, Emma Neka, even the Footballer of the Year, Quaye Nyaka. So it tells you that these are things that Football Association here to motivate referees for us to get the best referees in the locals in the Web. With the opportunity in one referee or call the AFCON. And it tells you that gradually, the refereeing is improving. Maybe I make a say an expose. You didn't share the FA presidents in Quaye, but refereeing you are there by Quaye. So once it's improving under this administration, is a good thing.
Okay, Ano is on the line from Mimpasem. Hi, Ano. Is it Mimpasem original or East Legon Mimpasem?
Hello.
Hello, Ano. Good evening. East Legon and Mimbasam. Okay, what's up? I know.
And I do a chow near Josiah. Me, I'm in Crawford.
I'm not saying it's you.
You. Nana, I Kotoko, away wins in here incredible. Tenka, to Kotoko matches now or more. Say, away in a way, has the end say, fine, near home. Better than I do, I had the other Kumasi away from home. But say, you get that kind of points from away. I think about why. By second round, away me no na yakoni na am why because away we need a first round. Second round away me no yakoni na ya lose, which means the second round starting am why. And this coach no shemu kinama ye. Na say away no cry it me win 4. Say you win first round. I think about why. I'm a league no yet me go performance na ye see I think say impressive kakra. But the only thing the omo nyire omo kakra man ya because away with the team be opposite of Falig, you know. While we in the cost reserve, because for now, I think the end of 4. Almost carrying in our 2 need to kick out. And it's me not to have 4 on the counter. It will be the perfect edition for our leg in a bit. And so, no hope. I said, the Akikano, you're very young, to support it. You know, you have to have you for now. Now you're the Timon by your mind. Until you do so airborne by my Timon. Only Yamin.
Thank you very much, Ano. Thank you. It looks like away matches, no, the teams seem to fight more than Kotoko. And their fans don't understand why Asante Kotoko, you should go away and the opponent should overcome you because they are more determined, because Moya Kotoko. So regardless of the opposition, you have to fight harder than them. Anyway, Yankola should be Fatal. Hello, Fatal. Yes, it is a. Yeah, good evening, Pacho. My voice in Costa Rica, my. Let's hear you, but your voice is very low.
Is it?
We're listening to you.
I can't hear you.
Okay, you can't. Unfortunately, yeah, that may count about Kotoko fighting spirit.
Even the 4 games now, Kotoko, we knew our way, no. Apart from House of Folk, the rest are relegation threatening teams. Accra Lions, Legon Cities, and of course, Bofakwatano. These are away games.
But first round, they were not relegation threatened.
Accra Lions, Bofo, and of course, Legon Cities.
It is early days, but right now, business end, no, it is hot.
Yeah, so maybe that said that now I know Mempasem ardent listener of Sports Park Ebasu DBR Mass City 9.7 9 to 12 ardent listener all can have no the away games the second round and Quaye and Fema Asante Kotoko. I think they want them to improve their away performance because almost to me improve a bit more to match the Premier League need the show also.
Okay, yeah, Kotama. Let's go to Tama. Brigadier is on the line. Hi, Brigadier. Thank you.
Pacho, we did Brigadier, the community and the Catholic committee one. Now, you and the Pamama left my movie. Now, Osha and you are a class folk, the team at me, don't. Who see Boo, I thought about you. I want to know, so the good advice, you know. You can see you really much of it, you cry. Emma, I know you're back in the so, yeah, very certain. We are the hey, I know. There is no, a very good, a sweet program. And then you should be a DSP, I think I should Saturday, you said you should have a phone. You should put in it. But more than anything over from Church Black and Tico. But it's not the show. You see, 1 year and 2.6. You get from Grabbing Kumano. But we told you are just a generation to this 1 million. In the next 2 years to come, over the 10 years, go from Epic, people be said this year. About not making what did you crowd? You could have wanted to cry. Ever just what generation and what you see. na mo shia Division 1 mo promo Division 1 na dey no mo sa so na kan the boy ana and the pass for the kan the boy mo sa na kan ka so me boss boy the see Chelsea no today no.
Thank you so much. Yeah, that's it. You know, Nanaidu, I'm saying, Obi Frey, similar.
Almost.
I say I'm fan cool crash.
Yeah.
But okay.
I don't know whether it's not popular in those areas.
I say I'm price no Emma from Kakra. Now you spread it in crash. And I think it's a decent business idea. And I'm sure Eli Kondo and the rest, Akofa, will be listening to that. They listen. They are receptive to ideas. And you know, yeah, we should put it out more in the rural areas and reduce the price. And I don't have a problem with that. It's a nice suggestion. In Timpini Fono, we'll take it to them and see if they'll make changes. But in the meantime, no, compare Star Times box and you can enjoy all your games. Any comment to make about Dreams and Midiama that are back now?
Yeah, I think we need to congratulate both teams for what they've done in Africa. For Midiama, it was the first time they were ever playing in the CAF Champions League. For Dreams themselves, it was the first time they were playing in any, CAF competition at all.
Okay. Kwesi or fair, like our man equip him. Nana, good evening. Okay, we've lost him. Yeah.
So,
Josiah.
like I was saying, I believe they didn't, disgrace themselves. They gave a very good account of themselves. For Midiama, we could all, just try and,
it was tough.
It was tough. It was very tough. In the same group with Yanga, Belouizdad, Al Ahly, the biggest club on the continent.
If you put Ali aside, Yanga have really
they've invested
heavily.
A lot in football.
Midiama have also invested.
Exactly.
It's a learning curve.
Belouizdad have been there. They are always there. They are regular customers in that tournament. So I think we just need to congratulate them. Dreams, they have drawn Stade Malien, and we're hoping that they can, at least advance to the next stage and then, subsequently to the final.
Okay, so midweek fixtures, but midweek fixtures coming up tomorrow. 2 big games. There you go, confirmation there. And look out for Great Olympics versus Kerala on Star Times and Max TV. And then in the evening, Asante Kotoko, there'll be an action against Accra Lions. So those are the fixtures that are coming through on Wednesday. And then Thursday, Hearts of Oak will be taking on Dreams at Babayara, 6 o'clock. Okay, so those are the changes. Big thanks to Nanaidu, big thanks to Josiah, Okoe, and of course to all of you for watching. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Bye for now.
Midweek round 21 of the Ghana Premier League. We kick off with Accra Great Olympics versus Kerala this Wednesday at the Sukakope Park. Kickoff is at 3 p.m. live on Star Times and Max TV. Then at 6 on Star Times, Asante Kotoko entertain inform Accra Lions at the Babayara Sports Stadium. 6 o'clock is kickoff time. On Thursday, when back from Africa and inform Dreams FC host Accra Hearts of Oak in a 6 p.m. kickoff at the Babayara Sports Stadium. This is the Ghana Premier League, proudly brought to you by Soccerbet, Clinic, and High Sense. Star Times. Enjoy digital life. GPL headquarters.
Max TV, sports, entertainment, and more.